Hi, my name is Jamie Lee, and I'm the grandmother of the Bead People International Peace Project. And the Bead People, as you can see here, are little people made out of beads, and all of our little bead people come with a storybook that tells their origins and about, why we should celebrate our differences instead of fighting over them. So today we're going to give you this short, quick course on how to build a bead person. I'm going to start with the tools. This is the main tool I use. It's called a 3-in-1. And it's got a sharp needle nose pliers, a blunt, and a cutter for cutting and trimming your wires. I'm going to talk about the wires a little bit. The supplies you need, one of the main wires is something that you buy at the craft store. It's called an eye wire, and they're 2 inches. You see the little loop at the bottom. And if you look at a bead person, it's the main wire that goes through the body. And the arms and legs I cut, and I'll show you how to do that. I start with a roll of 20 gauge wire, nice and firm. And then my measurement is pretty simple. I just kind of take about the length of my fingers put together here, and I cut. And I cut. Okay. And so I get a little unbent wire like this. And I'm going to give you instructions on how to create the arms. Take the very tip of your needle nose, go right about to the middle, and then I take my thumb and you have to pinch it pretty hard. Push it over that way. Take the other one and bring it back the other way. It'll get away from you sometimes until you get it looks like a little flying bird. And then I give it a pinch just to put it together. So these are the arms. And the legs are even easier. Find the middle, pinch hard, make a V. So if you look over here at our little skeleton, you'll see that the main wire goes up through, the arms go on top, the legs hook through the bottom. And then we use a little double jump ring here to hook it so you can hang it on a chain. And you can see that the bead people can be all different sizes. So wires, tool, a supply of beads. All of our beads, most of our beads come from deconstructed jewelry, recycle, reuse. It's one of the tenets of the bead people. So now let's show you how to build one. You start with your eye wire, straight up with the loop on the bottom. You go for a body bead. And I like to tell people to go about halfway up with beads. And you can put weird little things on it if you want, like pieces of chain, which I think I'll add to this one. And when you get about halfway up, like that, you take the arms, drop them on top. Then we always like to have a little tiny neck bead so that the bead people, I tell the students when we're working in classrooms, so the bead people don't look all stressed out. And then we go for the head. I'm not used to doing it while displaying it. So we put the head on. And then I tend to like little hats because it gives them character. And then you have the basic body of the bead person. Okay? Now, this is probably the trickiest part of the whole process, is closing off the body. And you get your needle nose pinched really hard, and the easiest way for me to describe this, if you just bend, it's going to bend the whole body. But if you use your finger and push against it and get it part way closed, like you can see, and then I take the little double jump ring and drop it on there. It's a little bit tricky. You have to manipulate it. And if you're planning to do a project with one of our kits or your own, you can buy the kit or the books wholesale, you'll want to practice. Okay. So now we have the body constructed, and I like my little chain hanging there. We go to the arms and the legs. You can do either one first because we're together now. I like symmetry, but I've seen children do all kinds of things with beads. So we get an arm, and you'll notice that I like to go for a kind of body proportion. And we have too much wire here, and this is where your cutter comes in handy. You can just take some off and snip it. Then again, we're going to the twist. Pinch it hard. You can judge where on your pliers you want to do it, and twist. Pinch, close it up tight so it doesn't grab and scratch one arm. Put a little dark blue one on there to make it look like a little hand or gloves or something. So I'm going to do this again. This is the fun part. Again, I have a little extra wire there. I don't like to get it so it wraps too much around because it gets scratchy. So pinch, use your finger, and push. If you don't get it quite closed, that's where your blunt nose comes in. You can pinch it a little bit to just tighten it up. Okay. Now we have the arms done. Then I just turn it upside down, add legs, it's usually easier to do one leg at a time, just so you, and I like to put a little foot of some kind on. Maybe I'll even add two just for color contrast. Okay, so there's my wire. I'm going to trim it a little bit again to get it proportional to the loop I'm going to make. Pinch and push and crunch. One leg. Forgot the fancy socks. Okay. This one looks pretty good. My wires vary because of the way I cut them. So pinch and push and crimp. I think she's French, don't you? Okay, so now the bead people can be worn, like this one that my grandkids made me, or hung on your computer or dangle in your car, and they will be a reminder to you to treat each other respectfully and kindly and be gentle with one another, including yourself. So we have this arranged so that you can order a kit of any size that includes books, wires, everything, including the tool, or you can just order the book wholesale and buy as many as you need for your particular project. And we've done we've done adult conferences, boys and girls clubs, birthday parties, all kinds of fun things. And I'd like to stop or end here by reading you the little manifesto at the end of the story. which is the main message of the bead people. We, the bead people of planet Earth, agree to take care of each other, Mother Earth and all of her creatures, and to never harm another because he or she is different from me. So from the Bead People International, welcome aboard.